While I'm sitting in the orange glow of this raw light against my copper skin, it reminds me of the sacral chakras activation as we're getting ready to go in, within. And that is with the full moon that is coming up. Full moon in Capricorn, and even before that, the orange glow of the sun that we had been getting, particularly in my local area from some westward fires, brush fires out in the west in the external, was offsetting this orange glow of the sun at a particular time of the day, and the sacral chakra was the message. This is the emotional body. It is highlighting that what is going to help us as we move forward, not just the full moon, but most importantly, the sacral. The sacral is being activated to assist us right now in this transition and the light codes integration of what we're having right now. The integration of the light codes from the solstice, the summer solstice sun at its solar maximum, and the uptick that we are all feeling in the emotional body from Chiron entering to Taurus, that was reminding us of the wounds that we have of certain concepts of possessions in the earth, certain perspectives that we have in this earth, and that it is time to reevaluate said perspectives from over time within the consciousness of your mind about things currently right now, as well as past life, as well as in our blood. This is multi-layered, multi-dimensional, and we are sifting through all of this through our emotional body. Why the call of the sacral chakra? We are going from information in Gemini, getting all this information, and into the Cancerian waters, the emotional body. And so the emotions are now integrating all of this information through said nervous system. So we are needing assistance in activating the sacral, is allowing us to stabilize the emotional body, to wire us, to rewire what has been hardwired for far too long. And so it's time to unlearn, to relearn, but we need emotional stability. So right now, some of you, if you are intuitively guided, you may have already been feeling the call to eat particular foods like melons, honeydew melons, regular watermelons, cantaloupe, anything that activates the sacral, orange foods, any foods in the earth that may be orange, like carrots, pumpkins. These are things that are calling to you to activate that sacral. And as I tuned into all of that and listening to another message today, particularly through Sarah Ariana, some of you who are into 5D, you may have already been aligned to her and you already know. And one of her messages really hit home and tied it into the sacral for me, as she mentioned opening up about joy. And as she said it, I knew that that was a sacral activation as well. Asking us to remember in this message, to remember to return to the joy in our life. Remember what it was like, particularly when you were a kid. And this is an activity that is a part of the activation in your livity through the emotional body. And why is important? Some people may say, well, how do I find joy with all this stuff that is happening? But it is precisely why we need to activate through joy. Joy and pleasure is the evolved aspect of the sacral, while guilt is the number one block, and we feel guilty about living in joy. That's why it gets taken away from us. So we're being called to reactivate these joys and pleasures, just going through your mind and remembering them, and then actively reconnecting it to bridge the thought and the feeling with an activity, a physical activity that bridges that and amplifies it. So by doing this, you are not only just remembering joy, you are experiencing joy. You're sending different codes into your mind-body complex that unlocks creativity to flow. And that also is the sacral chakra. So you're using the tools within the sacral to activate and remove certain debris from the sacral in order to activate said sacral. So this is really important right now, that we're grounding, that we're doing somatic activities, because it is all about feeling. The sacral is about how we feel, how we are allowing ourselves to feel. Are we being free to feel? And those of you who were in the detox know exactly what I mean. You're being invited to experience the feeling, energy in motion that are coming through, that are channeling through. So the more that you activate this sacral, wearing orange, sitting in the sunlight, letting the setting sun of the orange glow rest upon your skin, and allowing yourself to find joy and pleasure, whether it be dancing, it could be drawing, anything that you remember specifically having so much joy for, do that very thing. Eating the foods, looking up what it is that you need to remove, what is blocking this chakra, what is blocking you from having joy and pleasure in a safe way, not in a way that takes from anybody or steps on anyone's toes, not in a malicious type way or through malevolence, but through the benevolence of joy, with integrity to your soul, of the truth that you are here to behold. So this is a time, as we're leading up to the full moon, and in the chakra infusion, for those of you who are going to be in the workshop, you're going to see there's a tight interchange between the sacral and the solar plexus. So there's a tight exchange of energy as the sacral is giving into the solar, and the solar is reciprocating and giving that into the sacral to help amplify this activation. And this is what is going to help in bringing harmony into all these lower chakras, from the root all the way up to the heart. So we're going to dive deep. And for those who are needing more in this, see, the glow comes back. And those who are really needing to tap in and tune into the sacral, yes, it is very important to allow this emotional body to help you sift through the emotions, because everything right now is going to be through feeling. Right? So asking yourself the questions of what am I feeling and what is being revealed through this feelings. Asking yourself simply, you know this resonates with you, for one, if you already feel it. And if you're asking yourself, have I been feeling a lot lately? Have my feelings been on an uptick? You know, am I getting triggered? And it's for good reason, because it's bringing the indications. The information wants to come to you. The instructions want to come to you. Are you able to receive, particularly within this palindrome vortex that we are in from the 20th to the 29th, where we are sitting within the harmony of duality that is within the receptive completion, the 2 within the 6, with the middle number changing. Today being a day 5, speaking of change, it is a number 5 day, right? And that is calling for us to really step into the changes that are coming. And with changes comes a shift in our feelings. So we are allowing ourselves to feel so that it can be revealed, so you can have what you need, so that it is healed. Ashe? So tune in to tune up and get your sacral on as we prepare for the full moon, the rising, the coming of the full moon, which is the moon within. Peace, love, and light.